Salut survivors! Welcome back to SolutOdka's channel in 7 Days to Die guide series. I previously created multiple guides on some game mechanics and shared plenty of base design concepts in 7 Days to Die. Now, if you're a new player not knowing how to start, or if you are wondering if this game is for you, you are at the right place. Since with the release of Alpha 20, I start my new series with an essential guide to get started. I will go through the first day in the game, share plenty of tips and tricks, present to you some general game mechanics and how it will affect your gameplay. I will also go through some basics about your hunger, food, stamina and health mechanics. Lastly, I will share some essential starting tips for the days to come. Now, let's get straight to the video, survivors. When you start with the game, you should rapidly complete the initial starting quests and follow the guidance from the game. Afterwards, you will be in an open world and total freedom on what you want to do. Now, several tips very early on. When you find a bird's nest, not only you should loot it of course, but you should also break it down with your axe to get extra feathers. Do not hesitate to loot all the garbages on your way towards the trader, and you can also break down tires, plastic garbages and so on. This will give you some basic stuff to sell to the trader, such as plastics, oil, brass and the like. As soon as you have 5 bones, you should craft a bone knife, so that you can more efficiently butcher animals and loot carcasses. You will this way harvest more materials, such as bones to craft glue, as well as leather, animal fat and meat. With a few cloths, you can also craft a basic bandage, so in case you are bleeding, you can heal your bleeding wound. If you don't find cloth, you can craft cloth from cotton. You will find along your way some easy to collect stones and wood. You should get these instead of spending time and stamina to chop trees and hit rock boulders. At the beginning, with no skill points and armor, you are very weak. So, you should try as much as possible to use ranged weapons and make benefit of sneak damage by crouching and not being seen by zombies. Pay attention to the tree stumps. You should take them down with your axe and you will have a chance at getting honey, which is a basic medicine in case of infection. You should also equip stones on your tool belt so that you can throw some stones to distract zombies and free your path if needed. You will likely see numerous chickens and rabbits. This is very good to hunt these with calm and precision early on. From day 1, you can craft pipe weapons. For this, you will need glue and pipes. If you do not find enough pipes in the trash, you can take down sinks or toilets, for example, and this way collect a bunch of pipes. You will then eventually reach to your first trader. When reaching this point, I highly recommend placing a new bedroll close to it, in case something bad happens to you, as well as a storage chest where you can drop your excess stuff and reduce your encumbrance. As a trader, you should sell some of the items you collected on the way, giving you an initial little money. You can spend this at the trader vending machine to buy food cans and sustain your hunger. The trader will also propose you some quests. I recommend picking one among the closest and avoid traveling far. Try to do this quest during your first day, since the cleared building could also act as the first night shelter, since zombies will start running by 10 PM. Also, when meeting your first trader, you will have 4 skill points to spend. There are numerous skill trees, and you should find what you like to your playstyle. But there are some that I find very useful when you start with the game and recommend to you. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is a fundamental for you to regain stamina while using melee weapons. Parkour is also a very good one to help you move around, jump and reach vantage points. Daring Adventurer can also be really good to have more reward options from your trader quests rapidly. If you do not find rapidly a cooking pot, you can consider crafting one, and for this you will need a forge. In order to craft a forge, the engineering skill is a good starting point in my opinion. This also permits to right away take up to iron arrows rather than stone ones. Master Chef can also be a good option if you find yourself with an empty belly regularly, so that you can cook bacon and eggs and boiled meat. Then, of course, you should consider spending at least 1 point in your weapon of choice, whether it is a club, the sledgehammer, or any other weapon. As a starting weapon, I would recommend the club though, as it has a good balance between stamina consumption, damage, timing, and reach. Now, you will then be going on your first quest for your trader. Empty your stuff in your storage chest close to your bed and get going. If you have gotten enough pipes and glue already, and if you have looted some ammunition, you can craft a pipe weapon. This can become very handy. During this first mission, you need to try to be sneaky. There will be traps and you will eventually fall into a trap. Manage your stamina, try to reach vantage points, and at any point in time, always know what are your retreat options. It is highly recommended to craft a simple wooden shovel and grab the cobblestones during your excursions. Once you did your mission and got your reward, it will start to be late in the day. Then you should get your stuff and bring it to your first night shelter. For this, I recommend simply breaking down the stairs or any way to reach the second floor or the roof of your shelter, and create a simple access for you with wooden frames. Then, once again, place a new bedroll, a storage chest, and this time put also a campfire. Start cooking your food, your glue, and so on. If you looted a sewing kit, this can be very useful to craft a storage pocket mod to help you mitigate encumbrance. Since the pipe weapons are quite slow to reload, I would highly recommend crafting several ones, such as pipe machine gun, pipe pistol, and pipe shotgun. Now, for the days to come, there are several recommendations and things for you to know. When accomplishing a bunch of quests for the trader, you will be granted a reward, where you can pick a bicycle. So, until then, try not to travel far and you can start going further once you get your bike. You should try to mark on your map where you find vending machines, since these will provide you with food in cans as well as very useful candies for buff in the near future. When finding a wrench, you should use it to dismantle broken crafting stations you encounter, as well as broken vending machines. It will provide you with numerous crafting materials, including forged iron and sometimes forged steel, among others. There will be plenty of points of interest for you to loot. And besides the trader quest, it will be very interesting to look places such as bookstores to learn crafting recipes. You will soon need a workbench, so if you are lucky, you can loot a recipe somewhere in the world, or you can buy the recipe or the workbench itself to the trader if you are lucky. Pay attention to this, because if you do not have this luck, you will eventually have to craft one, requiring a level 4 in intellect attribute. Then, by default, beside regular daily encounters, you will have a major horde every 7 nights. This will be the recurring test of your horde base. Over time, based on game stage progression, the difficulty of the game will increase, meaning there will appear more powerful and more numerous zombies. Therefore, you will likely learn the hard way, as everyone did. Some bases will work great until they fail. There are many bases concepts that one can create. So have fun testing your ideas. You will need to learn how to play with the zombie AI passing mechanics when designing bases, as zombies will naturally try to get to you with a path of least resistance. In this regard, one essential tip is to always test your horde base by pulling zombies to your horde base on purpose, and this way test and validate the AI passing. I would highly recommend for you to consider having your horde base to be separated from your home base, since eventually the zombies will one day beat your horde base. And if you have both bases separated, you will preserve your supplies in your home base, even if your horde base took a major blow and got overrun by zombies. You will need to fight both range and melee. Of course, you can give a try at doing either or, but honestly, you will need both. There are multiple types of weapon. Try different ones and pick the one you feel the most comfortable with. You might want to consider the club as a starting melee weapon, as it is a good beginner weapon overall. To be noted is that you can change your game settings when your playthrough has already started. So you can change Horde Night frequency, quantities and settings for zombies, and general difficulty settings. You can therefore start easy to have time to learn the ropes, then increase the difficulty in the way you like to be challenged afterwards. I hope this general essential guide will be useful to you to get started in the zombie apocalypse. On that note, let's toast to the like and subscribe buttons, it really helps the channel grow. I appreciate very much the support, thank you for watching, and see you in my next videos. Cheers!